We are live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. This is TBC News. Our top stories. Independent National Electoral Commission announces 8 new constituencies. Africa to enhance production of value-added local goods.
As Africa, that African problems or African solutions for African problems.
Good evening, I am Kanki Mwaigumole. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Judge Jacobs Mwambegele, has announced 8 new constituencies that will be used in the upcoming general elections later this year. Here are more details.
Tanzania is preparing for general election later this year, whereby voters will elect president, members of parliament, and councillors. As part of the preparation for general election, the Independent National Electoral Commission has announced 8 new constituencies. Speaking at the press conference, the chairman of INEC, Judge Mwambegele, says 2 constituencies have been introduced in Dar es Salaam, namely Kivule and Chamazi. In the Dodoma region, the new constituency is Mtumba. In Mbeya region also, there is 1 new constituency, that is Uyole. In Simiyu region, a new constituency is Urban Bariadi. In Geita region, there are 2 new constituencies, namely Katoro and South Chato. And in Shinyanga, the new constituency is Itwagi. He says INEC has also changed name of the 12 constituencies. Judge Mwambegele says a total of 272 constituencies will be used for general election later this year. Among those, 222 are in Tanzania mainland and 50 constituencies are in Zanzibar. He says 3,660 wards will be used for the councillors' elections in Tanzania mainland, with an increase of 5 wards. Judge Mwambegele urges citizens to take note of changes of constituencies.
Ndugu waandishi wa habari,
I would like to take this opportunity to inform citizens to take note of these changes in electoral boundaries so they can exercise their fundamental right to participate in both contesting and voting when the election day arrives. I urge all citizens to turn out in large numbers for the second phase of the permanent voter register update in the remaining 16 regions in the preliminary voter register displayed at each center, and to adequately prepare for the 2025 general election.
Tanzania will have elections on October this year. Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
President Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast says that for Africa to continue strengthening its economic position, leaders must prioritize the development and implementation of strategies that add value to locally produced goods. President Ouattara made the remarks in Abidjan at the forum that brought together more than 3,000 delegates, chief executive officers, investors, and heads of states and governments from across the continent. More details with Teddy Mparanyanga.
Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa today participated in the opening of the 2-day African CEO Forum held in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. The Prime Minister is representing President Samir Suluhu Hassan at the high-level gathering. In his opening remarks, President Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast emphasizes that the forum provides a crucial platform for participants to deliberate on the pressing challenges facing Africa and to propose sustainable solutions in areas such as the economy, finance, environment, and trade. During the discussion, President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa spoke on the issue of peace and security in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, highlighting that ongoing dialogues and consultations held in Kenya, Rwanda, and Qatar have paved the way for gradual withdrawal of military forces from the region.
So whatever contribution others can make who are extra African is important. But in the end, we must also remember the principle that we have adopted as Africa, that African problems or African solutions for African problems. In the end, and President Kagame knows this, whatever discussions are happening, in the end has to be endorsed, signed off, and owned and appropriated by us as Africans.
On the other hand, President Paul Kagame of Rwanda stressed the need to empower the private sector so it can effectively drive economic growth.
We can pat each other's back and be happy that we are making progress, which is true. The continent is making progress. Where we are now is not where we were 30 years ago. But at the same time, we have to be brutally honest with ourselves, and we don't need to blame anybody else. We just need to do what we have to do.
Mauritania's President Mohamed Sheikh El Ghazouani echoes similar sentiments, noting that social and economic development can only be achieved through strong partnerships between the private and public sectors, both driven by a shared commitment to progress. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa is expected to participate in another high-level panel discussion alongside fellow prime ministers from Ivory Coast, Guinea, and Cameroon. Tedim Paranyanga, TBC News.
In other news, the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority says that during the 2023-2024 financial year, the government has managed to save 13.33 billion shillings in costs that would have been spent on purchasing and printing paper after government tenders began to be conducted digitally through the National Electronic Public Procurement System, NEST. Speaking to editors and journalists in Dar es Salaam, the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority Director General Dennis Simba says the system has been a great success, including entering into tender contracts with 14.9 trillion shillings.
All the public procurement now have been done through the system. We have managed to develop 4 modules, which starts with e-registration, e-tendering, e-contract and e-payment. And a total of 14 trillion Tanzania shillings have run through the system. And we have made the system to align with the special preference schemes as directed by the Act.
Simba also explained that the Public Procurement Act has given priority to indigenous people and special groups, while the Vice Chairman of Tanzania Editors Forum, Bakari Machumu, says editors and journalists are supposed to educate people on opportunities provided by PPRA through NEST.
Even the groups which have been registered, I would say the number has been rising from less than 100, and we are talking now close to 400 groups which have been registered, and they have already updated their information in the systems, and we are seeing quite an increase on the tenders which are being awarded to these special groups, but we need to do more.
We need also to take interest, understand the law, its regulations, and see how do we convey that message to the wider audience. For Tanzanians to create more business, grow in their business, and in the process create more jobs for the youth who are graduating every year and they don't have jobs.
Public procurement involves between 60 to 70% of the budget, and various countries have come to Tanzania to study the system, including Burundi, Botswana, Zambia, and Sudan. Meanwhile, hundreds of mourners in Mwanga district in Kilimanjaro region have paid their last respects to the former Vice President and Prime Minister of Cleopa Msuya, who passed away last week in Dar es Salaam, where he was receiving treatment. Here are more details.
A farewell journey for the retired first Vice President and Prime Minister Cleopa Msuya to his home village of Usangi in Mwanga District, Kilimanjaro region. Mourners in Mwanga District have paid their last respect to one of the great elders and distinguished politician of that area in Tanzania at large. Speaking at the event in Mwanga, former Prime Minister Mizengo Pinda says Mzee Msuya was very trustful.
On behalf of the people of the Kilimanjaro region, we extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of the late Cleopa David Msuya. His passing is a profound loss not only to his family, but to the entire nation of Tanzania. He was a wise elder who left behind many admirable legacies, but what I cherished most was his integrity and his art of truth-telling. Even in the most difficult circumstances, he stood firm for what was right. He was a principled and visionary leader, and his life remains a shining example for future generations to emulate.
Addressing mourners, Bishop of Evangelical Lutheran Church of Tanzania, Diocese of Karagwe, Dr. Benson Bagonza says the late Mzee Msuya loved people and their development. President Samia Suluhu Hassan is expected to lead mourners at Mzee Msuya's funeral that is to take place tomorrow in Usangi, Kilimanjaro. Rehema Sababili, TBC News.
In other news, as the country continues to mourn the death of the government spokesperson of Zanzibar and Director of Presidential Communications, Charles Hillary, who passed away on Sunday in Dar es Salaam region, Faidha Ngaga has prepared the following feature about the life and legacy of Charles Hillary.
A veteran journalist with over 36 years of experience in the media industry, the late Charles Hillary. He served in various media houses, both locally and internationally, earning widespread recognition not only in Tanzania, but across East Africa. Born 62 years ago in Yang'ombe, Zanzibar, Charles Hillary began his broadcasting career in 1981 at Radio Tanzania, where he worked until 1994. He later on joined the private station Radio 1 Stereo, owned by IPP Media. In 2003, he moved to Germany to join Deutsche Welle Radio. 3 years later, he joined the BBC Swahili service in London. In 2015, he returned home and joined Azam Media, marking a new chapter in his career. A passionate football commentator and former striker who wore jersey number 9. Charles Hillary was the first Tanzanian to provide live Kiswahili commentary during the FIFA World Cup finals, broadcasting directly from the stadium in 2010. He is fondly remembered for his exceptional sports commentary and for hosting the widely popular show Charanga Time during his time at Radio 1 Stereo. His contribution to the media industry will forever be remembered. Faidha Ngaga, TBC News.
Charles Hillary will be remembered indeed. In related news, media stakeholders say the chief spokesperson of the Zanzibar Revolutionary Government and Director of Communications at the Zanzibar State House, Charles Hillary, worked diligently and was always ready to teach junior journalists the commitment and hard-working spirit. Peter Mganga reports.
The chief spokesperson of the Zanzibar Revolutionary Government and Director of Communications at the Zanzibar State House, Charles Hillary, passed away in Dar es Salaam on Sunday, 11th of May. How is he remembered?
I remember when he left from Red Tanzania and he joined IPP those days. It was a shame for the Red Tanzania Dar es Salaam, because he was one of the giant broadcasters those days. So it was him and others, when they left to ITV, We thought the world is upside down, but we thank God at last we went on, but really, we missed him. He was my neighbor. I was living at Shikilango, he was living at Sinza. So sometimes during those shifts, morning shifts, we were using the same car to our office. He was a brother. I miss him.
Faith, who is a daughter of Charles Hillary, shares some of the great memories of our father.
Sure, he'd always been very hardworking. Even with his recent post at State House, he'd always been like that person, maybe a mentor to other people. So I'm sure he's been many things to other people. For me, he's been my father, also my mentor, my role model for obvious reasons, mainly because of his work ethic. He's always been very hardworking, always pushed down on me to make sure that I work hard, mainly because it's like, for him, it's like you work hard, basically you're getting more with what you're planning to do with your life.
Despite the late Charles Hillary's busy schedules at Zanzibar's State House, he managed to take time for his family.
He always managed his time very well, even if there's work, even if he had to do some work at home, but that means he's at home. If work happens and it's just a little bit of an emergency, once he's done doing it, he's over and done with. So he definitely made sure to be there whenever he needed to be. So it wasn't that difficult, I have to say. He made sure to manage his time.
Hii ni Dira ya Dunia kutoka idhaa ya Kiswahili ya BBC.
The late Charles Hillary is expected to be buried on Wednesday, 14th May in Zanzibar. Peter Mganga, TBC News, Dar es Salaam.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. Meanwhile, the Managing Director of Computing Center of the University of Dar es Salaam, Leticia Ndongole, says they have started the process of tracking the growth of trees that are planted in different areas as part of the monitoring progress. Leticia made the remarks in Dar es Salaam during a social corporate responsibility event, Plant, Connect and Innovate, whereby more than 1,000 trees have been planted to combat climate change.
All trees that have been planted today, the monitoring, tracking of the growth and the well-being of the trees will be monitored digitally. So we'll be making follow-up using an app that we have also developed at the University of Dar es Salaam Computing Center. So we'll be monitoring from the aspect of the day that we have, from today that we have planted, knowing how we are supposed to water them, but again to see the improvement using wherever, if we during the climate change, whatever that we are supposed to do in order to ensure that the trees are growing properly.
On the other hand, Dr. Msuya, who is the chairperson of Environmental Committee from the University of Dar es Salaam, explains the commitment as an educational institution on promoting awareness to the community concerning the significance of planting trees, while Shan Ngomo, who is an ambassador of tourism in Tanzania, urges youth to plant trees in order to protect the environment.
Size, and we are the leaders on the environment to make sure there is safety in environment, not only using what we see from the environment, but also to add in the environment, because we know when we protect the environment, the environment can protect us.
I came here to University of Dar es Salaam to plant 500 trees to keep raising children's and youth voices, so that we can help stop climate change, and so that we can ask our adults for solutions and how they can fix the mess that we're cleaning up.
Before concluding the local news tonight, let's take a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TPC News every weekday. It's now time for the international news as prepared and read to you by Nyambona Masamba.
International news starts in Europe. The Kurdish Workers' Party, known as PKK, has announced its decision to disband, disarm as a part of peace initiative with Turkey. The announcement ends decades of armed struggles against the Turkish government. It comes days after the group convened a party congress in the northern Iraq, where the decision was made. In February, PKK leader Abdullah Öcalan urged the group to convene a congress and formally decided to disband. He has been present in an island near Istanbul since 1999. It has been saying this is going to be a long process with 3 phases and could take 3 to 6 years because the group has so many sub-entities across the region and Europe. The weapons are one of the most important topics because many are curious how they are going to be held. To the U.S., the United States says it reached a deal with China to slash reciprocal tariffs. Both countries lowered the levies by 115% for 90 days. It marks significant de-escalation in a trade war launched by President Donald Trump last month. After Trump imposed tariffs, the U.S.-China trade war escalated rapidly. To East Asia, Myanmar junta forces have killed at least 14 people in an airstrike in the northwest. The opposition said the attack on a town, Tayabin, killed 12 school children and teachers. The region, which were devastated by a major earthquake in March, has seen repeated attacks by junta. To Philippines. Filipinos are voting a midterm election widely considered a referendum on fuel between President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and impeached Vice President Sara Duterte. This has been contested, include 12 in Senate, that is due to try Duterte for alleged corruption. Her father and former President Rodrigo Duterte was arrested earlier this year and flown to the International Criminal Court to face charges of crime against humanity. Rodrigo Duterte remains on the ballot in Davao seat, is expected to be re-elected for 8 terms as a mayor. And the Ukraine president says he's ready to meet Vladimir Putin on Thursday for talks aimed to end the war. Volodymyr Zelensky says he will be ready to meet Putin in Turkey after Russia president proposed direct negotiations. The Kremlin hasn't confirmed whether Putin will attend. Ukraine and its European ally are demanding a 3rd-day unconditional ceasefire beginning on Monday before discussions can start. But Putin rejected what he called automotive and calls for talks to address the root causes of the conflict.
That was Namoda Masamba with the international news. And in sports, Young Africans head coach Milud Hamd believes that his players are matured enough to face Namungo Football Club with the aim of collecting 3 points at home ground KMC Complex. Hamd added that he has given his players various tactical skills that will help them emerge victorious against Namungo Football Club, while Namungo Football Club head coach says their plan is to get 3 points against Young Africans, although it is not an easy task.
We work very good. The players are focused for this game, and we hope to take 3 points. We know also that Namungo, they need, I think, only 1 point to stay in Premier League. I'm sure they will take it. And the last game we play, 21 Pride, so we must absolutely to restart the machine.
Azam Football Club head coach Rashid Toes says Dodoma Jiji is a tough team to beat, but he has prepared his players mentally and physically ready to take on their opponents and take home 3 points. Toes says he has prepared the best strategies that will make them outclass their rivals and win the game and collect the crucial 3 important points, while Dodoma Jiji head coach Mek Maxim says their goal is to see them win the game away as they have made sufficient preparations for the game.
We take our team very, very strong because we changed the mentality and we have now character to win the games. because we have a challenge to be like in the future, like NAC who play Champions League in Africa, Yanga or Simba.
And that's the end of the sports news for tonight. But before we conclude the news bulletin, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello dear viewers, my name is Jesse Makwata from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, and welcome for 24 hours weather forecast starting from tonight. We expect the wind to flow at speed of 30 kilometers per hour for the entire coastal belt, and the same scenario is also expected over Lake Victoria, Tanganyika as well as Nyasa, and waves are expected to be just moderate over those areas. Rainfall models indicating chance of rainfall, especially over the Lake Victoria Basin, western part of the country, southern sector together with the entire coastal belt. Thus, during the night, we expect Lake Victoria Basin, together with the western part of the country, to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Northeastern Island, the entire coastal belt, Morogoro, together with the Ruvuma, we expect rain showers over a few areas during the night. Southwestern Island, we expect partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over a few areas, while over the central, we expect just partly cloudy condition. Tomorrow, generally, we expect Lake Victoria Basin, together with the western part of the country, Ruvuma and southern coast, to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas in sun period. Northeastern Island, Southwestern Island, we expect rain showers over a few areas in sun period. Central part of our country, we expect just partly cloudy condition, light rain showers over a few areas in sun period. Northern coast, we expect cloudy conditions, thunder showers over a few areas in sun interval. And now let's have the next 4 days weather forecasting. Dar es Salaam, we expect just light rain showers over a few areas. Dodoma region, mainly partly cloudy condition and long sun periods. Mbeya region, we expect it to feature rain showers on 4th of May 2025. While Mwanza, we expect it to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas. Kilimanjaro region, we expect it to feature many light rain showers on 4th and 15th of May 2025. Morogoro region, we expect it to feature partly cloudy condition, rain showers and moderate rains. Arusha, generally, we expect it to feature light rain showers on 4th and 5th of May 2025. Dear viewers from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is what we have for today. Thanks for watching and have a good time.
That marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I'm Kanki Mwaigomole. Good night.
Unaangalia TBC1, ukweli